Everyone, how's it going? Well, it's a new year. And I've decided to talk about something I really liked as a kid. Well, sort of. And when I was a kid, one of the things I really liked was the Batman animated series. And I really liked that the show was, expanding. It went on to do, spin offs, it would tie into stuff. Um, and eventually it led to the Justice League series. And oh boy, that series, that was great. And when the shows ended, I was bummed out. And I just kind of was just watching a bunch of shows that they're making for DC characters. I hope filled the gap. Like the Batman just Uh, Legion of Superheroes honestly didn't do so great for me until like season two, and after that didn't continue. Um, and yeah, they just weren't. There weren't really a show that could match up to that until one show, Young Justice, and also that Green Lantern animated series. And we all know how well those went. And yes, I'm still pissed off because that reason was dumb as hell. Seriously, do not blame it on something you were not even promoting. I saw no commercials. But I'm getting a little off topic. But yeah, when I was just, looking and saw that, oh, you know, they were doing a little bit of a, DC animated universe thing by having Batman Beyond team up with Superman in a Batman comic. Well, Batman Superman comic. And then I heard again when they were doing this one shot with, Batman Beyond. And then it happened. I was just reading a comic and I noticed an ad that had Batman Beyond showing us that there was definitely going to be a comic book series. I was like, hell yes. And then when I heard that they were doing that for Justice League as well, that was getting more stuff. I was like, oh, hell yeah, yes. And when I heard that they were going to, just continue it a little bit more, like bring in some, just some one shots and maybe some tie ins, kind of giving you the idea of how this world works, and also fill you in on some stuff that they didn't really talk about that much in the DC animated universe. I was like, oh, hell yes, yes, yes. Like, I was excited. Um, Granted, I still want a Batman Beyond movie, but that will have to wait. That will have to wait. Because that's going to happen, I have a feeling. Because Batman Beyond, getting more popular nowadays, will probably end up getting at least another chance at either the big screen or the small screen. Either way, I'd just be happy to have it back. Um, but, whatever, I'm getting off topic. Now, the comic I'm going to talk about is one of these things, Justice League Beyond. Warning, spoilers. Now, Justice League Beyond is just pretty much starts out with Batman and the League, fighting off a bunch of Jokers and Splicers. All these Jokers and Splicers you can probably remember from the show, such as Ghoul, J-Man, Wolf, Harley's kids, and for the Splicers, we have Cuvier's henchmen, and also some other characters who I don't really think got a name, but you probably would remember these guys if you just saw them. It's a pretty good fight, and they do mention stuff involving, like, Cuvier, who obviously cannot, show up in here. As much as it would be cool to see Cuvier in here, yeah. And the condition he was left in, yeah, you can't have him in a comic series right now. Hard to do anything when you're extra crispy. Um, but while that's going on, we find out that Cobra, not to be mistaken with Cobra, more of the Hail Cobra guys, they're planning something with the Batman Beyond villain Spellbinder and the, mind altered Justice League member Micron. Now, what they're doing is pretty much they're going to summon this powerful beast, and this Cobra is pretty much as they were in the show. The other thing that this Cobra is different from, besides the obvious, change of chant, is that this Cobra is more like a cult, while the other Cobra is more like an organization. I mean, just by looking at the guys, yeah, they're very culty. And yeah, they're just very culty. I mean, if you just watch the show with the episodes that they were in, it's kind of just weird. I mean, the stuff they do is weird. But whatever, getting a little bit off topic, but heck, it's something I really like talking about. But yeah, so obviously the League is trying to stop them and everything. The story is pretty good. It's just them simply trying to stop Cobra and also take down this beast. And it's really great. We got other characters showing up in, from the DC universe. The new gods come in, including Darkseid. We see what Darkseid's been up to. Other members who aren't official members of the League, but they do pop up a few times, come in here. Etrigan shows up later on. It's just really good, and the characters are done very well. The only thing I gotta say that bothered me is that there's a character death in here that just doesn't work. And I think it's mostly because it just kind of happens, and we don't really spend time with this character. Like, when I tell you who this character is, and you haven't read this book, you're probably going to be like, oh, wait, that should be tragic. That's very tragic. And it is sad in the end, but it just doesn't give you the same feeling as it should have. I was like, wow, I'm really shocked that, I still feel bad for this character, but just not as bad as I thought. And it's mostly because we just don't spend that much time with this person. If we spent a little bit more time with this person, heck, this person doesn't even really get dialogue in here. I had to look back a few times to see if this person had any dialogue whatsoever, and nothing. He shows up, this person just shows up a few times, sacrifices, himself, and dies, and then we have this really tragic moment, and that's it. We also get some backup stories as well, talking a little bit about the backstories of these Justice League members, for the people that were curious. And, yeah, they're pretty well. I'm kind of weirded out they did Barda. Weird, that's not the proper word, but just wondering why they did Barda, because, anyone that's watched the Justice League animated series can pretty much tell what Barda's origin is. But it's still pretty good. There's a lot of great stuff in here. They expand the world a little bit more. They bring back stuff from from past shows, and not just Justice League. They also bring stuff they bring back something from the episode of the New Adventure series when Batman and Robin fought Etrigan. We learn a little bit more about how the Batsuits were made. Amanda Waller, kind of, hints about stuff that she did in the past, including stuff which will pretty much leave a big effect on a character. But yeah, the artwork is great, and I gotta say, if you're a fan of the DC anime universe and you wanted to see it expand, I say check this series out. And, that's what I gotta say. I hope you have a great new year, and, if any Sentinels show up, I'll be ready. So, see you guys later.